There comes a moment in every person's life when they must look themselves in the mirror and accept a truth so powerful, so undeniable, that it shakes them to their core. The truth that success does not come to the talented, or the lucky, or the privileged. It comes only to the obsessed. And if you, yes, you, are truly serious about reaching the peaks you dream of, then obsession cannot be optional. It must become the beating heart of your existence. From the moment your eyes open in the morning, before the world even knows you are awake, before anyone else has uttered a single word, your mindset must already be screaming, win. Win the morning. Win the first thought. Win the first step. That is the fuel that ignites the entire day, because when your feet hit the floor, you are entering a battlefield, not against classmates, competitions, teachers, deadlines, or exams, but against yourself, your fears, your doubts, your excuses, your hesitation, your weaknesses, and every whisper in your brain that tries to sabotage your greatness. The person on your left may be pessimistic, drowning in negativity, giving energy to failure before even attempting success. The person on your right may be distracted, zoned out, drifting through life like a leaf with no direction. But you are different. You must be different. Because the destiny you seek cannot be achieved by blending in with the pack. It is reserved only for those who separate themselves mentally and emotionally from the noise. You cannot allow their energy to pollute your focus. You cannot allow their limitations to define your potential. You cannot allow their laziness to interfere with your mission. The race of life, the race of achievement, the race of academic and personal triumph, this race is won by those who create distance, who refuse to slow down, who refuse to be influenced by mediocrity, who lock in so intensely that failure has no doorway through which it can enter. But hear me clearly. There will be hard days. There will be days you sit in class and your mind screams, "I don't get this." There will be nights when you stare at a textbook and your brain feels like it might burst. There will be lessons that confuse you, chapters that overwhelm you, concepts that frustrate you. And in those moments, the majority of people crumble. They break. They quit. They throw a pity party and invite defeat to sit beside them. But you? No. That is not who you are. That is not what you were born for. You were not built to surrender. You were not designed to tap out. Giving up is not in your DNA. When confusion finds you, you rise. When fear challenges you, you push back harder. When doubt tries to suffocate your confidence, you breathe deeper and lean in stronger. You knock on your teacher's door, not with embarrassment, not with hesitation, but with boldness and conviction. And you say, "I want to succeed. I have only one option, victory. Help me understand what I missed." And I promise you this. Passion is magnetic. Genuine effort is impossible to ignore. Any teacher, mentor, or professor will go the extra mile for the student who shows hunger, drive, and commitment. But if you stay silent, if you pretend to understand when you don't, if you choose pride over progress, you are setting yourself up for failure long before the exam ever arrives. And failure, my friend, is not your identity. You are not the first to feel lost. You are not the first to question whether you have what it takes. You are not the first to feel overwhelmed, anxious, exhausted. The strongest people in the world have walked through the same fire you are walking through right now. And what separates them from everyone else is that they refused to stop walking. They refused to let storms dictate their steps. They refused to let obstacles define their worth. They kept going. They kept pushing. They kept climbing. And that perseverance placed them in the small, rare group of people who break through, the elite group whose dreams become reality. You too were born with everything required to join that group. You were born with the mental strength to survive the anxiety that tries to derail your journey. You were born with the inner power to study, to grow, to learn, to adapt, to rise above the chaos.
You were born with the fire of potential blazing inside you, waiting, just waiting, for permission to erupt. My favorite acronym of all time is HWPO. Hard work pays off. And it pays off every single time. Winners reject shortcuts. Winners hate the easy route. Winners know that if something is easy, it has little value. We grind harder than the rest because we understand the universal rule: you get out exactly what you put in. If you study with half energy, half attention, half enthusiasm, you will get half results. But if you pour your entire heart, your entire focus, your entire spirit into your studies, you will sleep peacefully at night because deep down you will know that success is already on its way. But wait, what if after all the studying, late nights, sacrifices, efforts, blood, sweat, and tears, you still fail? What then? Let me tell you the truth that champions live by. You never fail. You never lose. You only learn. Every setback makes you stronger. Every confusion makes you sharper. Every difficult chapter makes you wiser. Every struggle makes you hungrier. In fact, the universe does not test the weak. It tests the chosen ones. So if you are facing storms right now, take it as a sign that you are being shaped for greatness. When life hits you unexpectedly, when challenges rise out of nowhere, when moments blindside you with difficulty, that is when winners whisper to themselves, "Because of this setback, I will come back stronger. Because of this pain, I will grow. Because of this moment, I will evolve." You were born for spectacular things. You were born to rise higher than your fears, to push harder than your limits, to work smarter than your doubts, to go further than your environment. You must jump over obstacles, go around pitfalls, climb through adversity, and push forward even when your legs shake. You must unleash that dormant volcano of success that lives inside you, hidden, powerful, explosive, waiting for one thing: your permission. Give it that permission today. Not tomorrow, not someday, today. Because greatness is not an accident. It is not luck. It is not magic. It is a decision. And today, you choose to win.